anytime that you can get a win against the Cowboys, anytime that you can run to the score a little bit and do those different types of things against them, it means something special for us.
Yesterday, Nick Sirianni said that he wasn't going to have the team on the field for the banner-raising ceremony ahead of the Cowboys game. How do you feel about that?
I think that's on brand, and it makes sense. One of the things that I've appreciated about this team, probably more than anything, obviously winning the Super Bowl is huge. And being able to have another parade here in Philadelphia was huge. But the attitude that this team has taken in the offseason, and it wasn't about let's continue to celebrate, let's crown us, let's everybody come around and cheer us on and pat us on the back. The attitude was of one that we still have something to prove and we still have some work to do. And that Nick not having a team out for the banner raising is certainly on brand with that message that we have work to do. This season is about defending the championship and going out there and playing hard every single week. It's going to be a challenging season. It certainly will. There's no returning champions that they have the ability to come back and say, we're just going to cakewalk through everyone. It's going to be a challenging season. They're going to need that focus, but they've been very, very focused all off season. And so I'm excited to hear that about the team.
Yeah, and perfect way to open up the season, week 1 versus Dallas, getting to raise that banner right in front of all the Cowboy fans who you know are going to be at the link. So could you kind of talk about this rivalry, what your prediction is for the game, and also maybe your favorite memory that comes to mind, Birds versus Boys, as a player?
Yeah. So, I mean, I went to school in Villanova University, which is maybe 20 minutes outside of Philadelphia. And so I learned the hatred of Dallas very early on. I also understood the meaning of Cowboys Week, Dallas Week very early on in my tenure here in Philadelphia, and then got drafted by the Eagles. And to see the passion of the fans, to see the passion of everyone around, the people that work in a stadium, they feel like they can run through a wall and hit someone. But to see the understanding of what it means to the players as well as the fans, and then that kind of permeate through the locker room with the young players and the veterans, it just means the world to be able to play against that team and try to go out there and win. I mean, anytime that you can get a win against the Cowboys, anytime that you can run to the score a little bit and do those different types of things against them, it means something special for us. And so we're super excited. The people here in Philadelphia are ready to get this season underway as well as raise the banner. But when I think about the Cowboys, I think back to my playing days. I think about Donovan McNabb running around in circles behind the line of scrimmage for what seemed like a minute, but probably was like 20 seconds, and then throwing the ball 60 yards in the air to Freddie Mitchell. I think about me taking the knee on the goal line, before scoring, which has now continued to haunt me with fantasy owners around the league, whether they hated it or they loved it.
Yeah, last one on the Eagles, Cowboys here, but Micah Parsons is no longer with Dallas. So how do you feel about that? Because I'm not an Eagles fan, but if I were, I feel like I'd kind of want him to stay in Dallas because Dallas hasn't ever really had been a real Super Bowl threat, I should say. So now that he's on the Packers, I know they're in the NFC, but they're looking pretty stacked.
Yeah, well, first of all,
feel?
we have to address the non-Eagles fandom. We have to work on that. That's something that we have to continue to,
Yes, sir.
to work on. But as a guy that knows Michael just a little bit, I'm happy that he's finally getting the money that he certainly deserves. It's unfortunate that he's not on the Cowboys. For us Eagles fans, that feels good that he's not on the Cowboys. But I will tell you this: I think the Green Bay Packers have a really good team. They needed an addition of a young man like Micah, and so I'm excited for him and his opportunities out there, and hopefully we'll be able to see those guys down the road in the NFC Championship game.
Yeah. Kellen Moore, now the head coach in New Orleans, but was an amazing OC last year in Philly, and without a doubt made a huge impact week in and week out. Do you expect changes in the offense under new OC Kevin, or are you kind of expecting some continuity from what we saw with Kellen?
There will be some changes. There'll be some stylistic changes in certain situations. It's 3rd and 3. What is our new OC like? I thought Kellen Moore did a great job of getting the ball to his best player, which was Saquon Barkley, as often as he could. And if you're OC, no matter if you're old or young or been there for a long time and are just getting there, you understand, get the ball to your best players, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, Saquon Barkley. Put the ball in Jalen Hurts' hands. So, I mean, just think about it. You have all those options. How hard can this job be? I got an opportunity. No matter where I turn, I have a Pro Bowler. I have a guy that can get it done. And I think that he'll do a very good job.
I feel like you of all people would know how hard it is to win back-to-back Super Bowls. What do you feel
Yeah.
like Philly needs to do to kind of turn it back, or to run it back, I should say?
Well, I think they have to remain focused, which I think they will. The other part of winning Super Bowls back to back is being healthy. I mean, you play a long time in that first Super Bowl, which was last year, and just to come back healthy and be healthy throughout the season is going to be a challenging part for this team. And so, health is going to play a big role in their ability to win. I also think being focused, right? It's easy to lose focus throughout a season, and it's easy to say, well, we won a Super Bowl last year. It's not as important this year that we win. Well, that's just not true. That hasn't been this team's philosophy or the way they've gone about their business all offseason. And so I don't expect that to happen, but you have to make sure that these young guys understand that as well.
Yeah. When it comes to Saquon here, obviously he came off an incredible year. To think that he could do better than 2,000 yards seems insane, but how do you feel about him coming off that season? Do you think he's going to drop off? Do you feel like he's going to have another 2K year?
I'll tell you, if anybody could have two 2K years, 2,000 yards rushing in a season, it is certainly Saquon. He's one of the guys that can absolutely do it. Will he do it? As a fan and someone that certainly cares about him, I want other people in the offense to be a little bit more involved than they were last year. I think it's going to be helpful for their offense to get AJ and Dallas Goddard and Devontae involved a little bit more and not force Saquon to carry the ball as much. But listen, when you got a dog like Saquon that has the ability to go out there and carry the load for a team, how do you not hand him the football? And so I think he'll get a lot of touches, probably won't get as many touches as he did last year, though.
Yeah. He was ranked the number one player in the NFL top 100 list. And
That makes sense.
Jalen, wins the Super Bowl and Super Bowl MVP, and he got ranked 19th. So do you think he's underrated around the league? Do you think he doesn't get the respect he deserves? Do you feel like that is the correct number
Yeah.
for him?
I think the players understand exactly who Jalen Hurts is. I think there's many times in the media, maybe outside fans, that don't understand what he does for a team, right? Everyone is not going to throw the ball 35 times a game. Can he do it? Absolutely. Has he done it before? Absolutely. Has he been efficient and effective throwing the football? Absolutely. But he's not asked to do that. And he is mastered everything that he has been asked to do. And there will be games this year where Saquon is just not going off. The Super Bowl is an example. Saquon had a tough game just because defenses were counting on him and spying on him. And so now Jalen had to make the throws. He had to make the play with his legs, and he stepped up and did that. That's why he's a Super Bowl MVP. And so for people that are underrating him and saying that he's not good enough and he's not this and he's not that, to me, that's just nonsense. Look at the stats. Look at what he's been able to do. Look at how efficient he is and how he's carried this football team. Most importantly, he's one of the best leaders in the NFL. And if you can have that on your team, that makes a huge difference.
Before we let you go, I briefly want to know or talk about with you the fact that the Tush Push went from being almost banned to now being officially sponsored by Dude Wipes. So how crazy is that? And also under how many Tush Pushes do you think that we're going to see this season?
Oh my, that's certainly crazy. They deserve it because it's been an effective, it's been an effective play. If you got to think about this, you're going to run the tush push 3 or 4 times a game, and for 17 weeks, so that's what 68 times in a year. So I think the
It's a
over and
lot.
under, if it's 65, 70, I'm going to take the over. Why wouldn't you use it more? No one can stop it. No one has done a great job stopping the play. And when you have the options off of this tush push, which they do, you got to be worried about that as well. And so it's an unstoppable play. You're going to use it as much as you need to.